Hey guys, and welcome to episode 4 of my Ironman series. So as you may know, in the last episode we finished up Dragon Slayer, and I'm really glad we're done with that so we can fully focus on the goal of getting to temple trekking. If you guys are unaware, I'm trying to get to temple trekking for the silver bars, which is arguably one of the best methods of crafting. I'm going to be using this method all the way up to 75 most likely. A lot of people have told me to do crafting in Dungeoneering, but honestly, I think doing temple trekking is the most efficient for my account right now because I can level up my temple trekking people and get the various rewards from that earlier than later. Anyway, for temple trekking, I have to get the Darkness of Hallowvale quest done, which is a very tedious quest, but I'm up for it. We can do this. And one of the quests that it requires needs a steel warhammer. I don't have the smithing level for that, but obviously I can, just go train a bit of smithing and get there, but I'm a lazy fuck. So we just went and bought it from Keldagrim, and I didn't know this, but when you first enter Keldagrim, it automatically starts the Giant Dwarf quest, and I hate starting things without finishing them, so I decided let's just finish this up. And during the last parts of that quest, you need a lot of different ores and bars, possibly up to mithril. So I went and collected a ton of mithril ore from cockroach soldiers south of Edgeville in the stronghold of player safety, I believe. And I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but I'm probably going to be getting my money here because it's very good money in the early game for Ironman. These cockroaches drop carapaces, which you can craft into carapace armor, which I think is tier 30 ranged equipment. And the legs elk for 2.1k, and they only require 2 carapaces. You would think that the bodies would be best, but it's actually most efficient to make the legs because you get the most GP per carapace, albeit it is a little bit slower. So yeah, I will eventually do this and get a lot of money. As I mentioned, I do need mithril bars as well, so the best way to get these, considering I don't have the mining or smithing level, is to go kill Chaos Dwarves in the Taverley dungeon. It's an uncommon drop, so it actually took a little while, but I got 3 of them, and hopefully that's enough. I'm really hoping I don't need more than that. I do need one more item, but in the meantime, let's go and do some dailies. Alright, caches are finally paying off. I got to 46 divination that one, and that means I have the level 45 requirement for the second tier of automatons and memories in the caches. So that means faster points, and I actually might be able to max out a cache, which is 100 points. I've never been able to do that before, so I think it will be possible with the extra points I will be getting. I don't get another upgrade like this until 85 divination, so that's extremely disheartening, but I don't know. I like caches. It'll be fine. And just after that cache, I did my daily Reaper task, which obviously was Mole. I'm only really assigned to Mole or KBD at this point. And again, thank you to my friend Kirito for helping me out. I got some nice loot, as usual, and it got me to 34 Slayer and 51 Magic. So we're getting really close to the level 55 for elking. I'm kind of struggling on having money right now. Enough of those dailies. The last item I need for Giant Dwarf was a gold bar, or at least, I guess, multiple gold bars, which I thought the best way of getting those is dried zombies in the southeastern desert. If you go east of Sophanum, there's a swamp area, and then you go past that swamp into like a canyon area. They have a few good drops, like I got a mithril grapple, which will come in handy because I need that for the Seers tasks, and now I don't have to make it myself or something. Now I got all the items I need, hopefully, for the Giant Dwarf quest. And there we go, we finished it. It got me to 20 fire making, and I also got a mining and smithing level. Really happy we're done with that. I think I didn't have to use any of my mithril bars, which is nice so that I can keep them. But yeah, I think it's time to go finish the quest for temple trekking. First one done, In Search of the Mire Key. And that was easy as hell, but obviously, seeing as I'm shit at this game, I did forget runes at the fight, so that wasted a lot of time. But other than that, it was okay. I did get 44 strength as a reward, not too shabby. And then I also added a bonus quest to the quest that I was doing, and this was Shades of Morton. So I'm sure you guys have heard of this quest before. You do need people to help you out, or at least hope that there's people there that are able to help you, because you have to have a fully built temple, which doing that alone is very, very difficult, if not impossible, for someone my level. But it was okay because I was streaming these quests, and thanks to everyone on the stream who came out and helped. I had like 15 people come over and help build the temple, and it made the quest so easy. So again, thank you guys, I really appreciate it. But the real reason I did this, as I said, is it'll help out in the next quest, and that's because you get a general store in Morton, which has a lot of useful items like planks and so on. Okay, In Aid of the Mire Key is done. So now we're able to do the Darkness of Hallowvale. Not really looking forward to it, but I'm hoping it's not as bad as I remember. I really hope it's not as bad. Oh my god, we're finally done. We did it. We fucking did it. It's so hard to explain how tedious that was. Like, you guys don't even know, but we got the quest done. Enough complaining. I did get a lot of agility experience, and that put me up to 40. The XP tome that you get I used on Herblore, and that put me up to 44. And I also took that opportunity to do my daily jacket trades right afterwards, and that got me to 45 Herblore. But as for Darkness of Hallowvale, I'm glad we're done with it, and now we can do temple trekking to its fullest, except that we don't have Fire Watches unlocked, and I'm not going to do Legacy of Seergaze yet, because once you do that quest, you have Fire Watches in temple trekking, which are very difficult if you don't have the weapons from Branches of Darkmire. So I'm just going to hold off on that quest until I do have the requirements for Branches of Darkmire. Anywho, let's switch gears. I'm not going to be doing temple trekking for a little while. Maybe not do it for a couple episodes. I have a few other goals to complete first, and one of those is upgrade my magic weapon, because I am seeing how bad the Splitbark Wand and Orb are treating me right now. I need an upgrade now that I'm over 50 magic. And there's a quest, Underground Pass, that gives you a level 50 staff, the Iben staff, which I'm sure me just saying that quest name has sent chills down your spines, because that is a tedious as hell quest. That is a horrible quest, as far as I remember. So it's not looking good. I have to do that shitty quest to get a weapon, but there is a problem though. I need really high agility for Underground Pass for it to not suck ass. Good thing I do have the 50 thieving that will greatly speed up the quest and make it less annoying, or at least in one specific part. But again, I do need like 50 or higher agility. So now I'm going to go work on getting some quests done for agility experience. There is a quest called Troll Romance, which gives me 8,000, and it's fairly easy. I just need to do 3 quests. So let's get that done. First up, I did Death Plateau, which is an extremely easy quest. And the only good thing about it is that it gives you like a post-quest thing that you can do, and it gives you a bunch of lamps. But yeah, look at all those lamps I got. It got me 2,500 Herblore, which was not anything for a level, but I'm not going to complain about 2,500 Herblore. After that, I completed the sequel, Troll Stronghold, which is actually really good because it gives you 2 XP lamps that give 10k experience each. Obviously, it's best to use it on Herblore, so that's exactly what I did, and it got my level to 48. I can do the Troll Romance quest now, but I was thinking I might as well do the Edgar's Ruse quest as well, because that will give me a bunch of Herblore experience, as well as unlocking the Trollwise Teleport once I have 61 magic. Oh my god, we're finally done with that. I did not expect it to be that horrible. At the end, there's a little part where you have to grab some goatweed in like a storeroom, and there's guards that you have to like dodge, I guess. I hate these type of mechanics in video games. I just hate them. But my friend told me that I can literally just spam the goatweed, and one of the times you're gonna get it. So that's what I did, and it was much easier. So I guess I was just freaking out for nothing. The reason I got 2 goatweed is you also need 1 for Dream Mentor. So good thing I did that now. But regardless of the complications, I'm happy I did it because it got me to 49 Herblore, so close to 50. Like right now, the telly that I mentioned, the Trollwise one, would have been so helpful for this quest, but oh well. I did finish Troll Romance finally, and that got me 8,000 agility, which brought me to 44. So the next quest on the agenda for agility experience is Tourist Trap. I do need 10 fletching for this quest though, so I'm going to use up some of the logs that I woodcutted in the last episode, and I made arrow shafts and all that fun stuff. The early levels of fletching is just really annoying. I'm just glad I have the logs already. It would have been a lot worse if I didn't. So I decided I'd make some headless arrows. I can use those later on for like broad arrowheads and get some really fast fletching. But for right now, it's just going to serve as decent fletching experience. And all that extra bit of fletching got me to 18. I did go a little bit overboard, but why not? But seriously though, I am super happy we hit the 1,000 total mark. I also do want to mention that we're at like 3 million total experience as well. And half of that is coming from runecrafting. I'd say we're going pretty well so far. Alright, on to the Tourist Trap quest. Okay, so the quest guide that I used said this would take like 45 minutes. But honestly, it was like 20. Like, it was super quick. But again, I'm not going to complain. That's fine by me. And this is the reason I did the quest in the first place. You get 2 batches of 4,650 experience, and you can use it on skills like agility, fletching, smithing. And of course, I'm going to use it on agility, so I did that, and it brought me to 46. I do want to mention that the Underground Pass does recommend 43 prayer for the protection from melee. I don't have that yet, so I think we should go and get that over with. So I went and did the Mountain Daughter quest, which gives you 2,000 prayer. It's also a fairly tedious quest. I do need it for later on, so might as well do it now early, right? But yeah, we're done now, and I have protection from melee, which will serve me well everywhere in the game, really, not just Underground Pass. So it's a great achievement. I also needed 25 ranged for the Underground Pass quest, and I'd rather not just go grind that out by actually fighting, because that's boring. So I decided to do 2 quick quests to get that out of the way. First one was the Golem, which was super easy. It didn't give me any ranged experience, but the reason I did it is so that I could do Shadow of the Storm. The Golem quest got me 1,000 crafting and 1,000 thieving. Didn't get any levels, but I'm gonna take it. In Shadow of the Storm, you have to do a demon fight, and I don't remember it being super hard or anything, but oh my lord, that was extremely easy. Like, I could have closed my eyes, went to bed, flew to another country, and I would have killed the demon boss. It was that easy. And yeah, there we go. For the rewards, you get 10,000 combat experience, and I used it on range, and that put me up to 29. Not a complete shit kit anymore. So what this means is I only need agility for the Underground Pass. Let's go. Yes, there we go, 47 farming. It might not seem like anything special, but it actually is really, really good, because now I can grow watermelons. It's a really huge goal of mine to start growing watermelons as well as like trees and whatnot, because I do want 99 farming. I also have thought of the possibility of me going for 120 or even 200 mil on this account, because farming is love. And of course, watermelons is the first great step in doing that. The only problem is getting watermelon seeds on Ironman. The only good way I can think of right now at my level would be temple trekking, but of course I have to get silver bars first. So my plan is I'm going to do silver bars until I'm done with crafting, or at least I think I'm done. And then I'm going to do bowstrings until I'm satisfied, and then finally watermelon seeds. I think that'll be the most efficient for me, but we will get into that when I do temple trekking. So yeah, I woke up to having 5 daily challenges, and it was so close to reset. Yeah, I did wake up very fucking late. Don't judge. But yeah, I was about to lose the daily challenge, so I opted to do my firemaking daily, because I need higher firemaking anyway for later quests, and I have a ton of logs to burn in the bank. Granted, I should probably use those for construction, but I think I'll manage. So yeah, I finished the 80 oaks that I had to burn and got me to 31 firemaking. Okay, this was really, really good for my account. I had a Reaper task for KBD, and my friend turned on loot share. So I actually got some loot here, and I had like almost every single dragon bone, and I got 3 rune items. I am so low level, that is awesome. So now I actually have a main hand and offhand rune weapon this early on, so when I get 50 attack, I should be good for having weapons. It's very, very nice. And then the other one I'll just elk once I do get elking. Anyway, the next day I had a mole Reaper task, and that one got me up to 41 Slayer. Just thought I'd mention it because I also had a combat daily challenge for killing 1 giant mole. I don't know why that is a thing, and I chose ranged experience out of all the combats, because ranged to me is the worst to train on an Ironman, at least early on, so that's why I did that, and that got me up to 30 ranged. So now I can actually use willow bows, so I skipped the entire oak bow shit. And not to mention, I did get 600 pure essence from the mole's automatic loot share, so that's a lot less pure essence I gotta worry about in the future for rune crafting. There we go, we did it! 50 agility is finally done, which means we have the recommended agility level for the Underground Pass. And you're seeing me do Terrorbird races. I don't think I've mentioned this before, but this was a event that you could do every hour, and it gave you a bunch of agility experience. That's why my agility levels were going up crazy, even though I wasn't doing that many quests throughout this episode. As I'm uploading this video, they are not available anymore. They were only available throughout December, but man, if they ever come back, you definitely should get on them, because they are a good experience, especially if you're low level. Now, some time passed, and I actually got another daily challenge for firemaking, but this time it was 280 willow logs. That was a huge change from 80 oaks. I don't know why it's so much more. But I'm going to take this opportunity to get my fletching up as well. Seeing as I need 70 for Branches of Darkmire, I need to get my fletching up to the levels where I can do maple short bows and maple long bows. and I'll get those logs from the kingdom. I need to, get some willows to start training some fletching. Okay, got myself to 25 fletching, which is great, so I can move on from regular logs to oaks and make oak longbows. I skipped the oak shortbows just because they weren't as much experience and I had a lot of regular logs. I might as well use them. I'll be doing oak longbows all the way to 40, so this is going to be a long road. Oh man. Okay, for a little change of pace, now that I'm doing a lot of woodcutting, I do want a better hatchet. I'm sitting at Addy right now and it's just not as fast as I want it to be. So I'm up here at the Magic Axe Hut, which actually gives you a chance of the rune hatchet. They updated it when they updated the wilderness with the wilderness tasks, I believe. So apparently for Ironman, or pretty much for everybody, it's much better to do this than doing steel dragons. It's a lot less time. I expected it to take like an hour, but I shit you not, I got one in like 2 minutes. And I made the mistake of putting it in my tool belt right away. Apparently you need a rune hatchet for clues, and you also need one for like a quest later on. So I need another one. Hopefully it doesn't take me that long. I was super lucky on the first one. Oh my god, we got the second one the very same trip in like 3 minutes. What the fuck? That saved me so much time. Like, I remember watching Monkozanki's series, and I think it took him like 5 hours for a rune hatchet at Steel Dragons. Good thing I don't have to do that anymore. That sounds horrendous. No thank you. Alright, I got 61 divination, that cash. I originally recorded 60 because that was a decent milestone, but my computer crashed and I lost that recording, so here we are now, I guess. I also went and got the 1250 energy at the mobilizing armies so that I can make the boon when I get level 70. I don't think boons are super useful right now because I'm just training through cash in general, but might as well make it, right? Just getting those energies, I got to 62 divination as well. Alright, enough of that garbage. You guys know we should be doing the underground pass now, so this is gonna be traumatizing. Well, actually, hey, you got 51 agility from Terror Birds. Just thought I'd mention. There we go. Biohazard quest is now done. It wasn't too bad. There was just a bunch of running around. It's a really crappy reward, but you gotta do it for Underground Pass. And during this, I also prepared for Underground Pass by getting a shit ton of weight reduction equipment. I bought some wicked items. I also got Boots of Lightness, so now I am negative kilograms. I sacrificed a lot of defense for this. Hopefully, I don't need that much in this quest. I'm really scared. I'm really scared. Hopefully this isn't that bad. But having lower weight does make it so the quest is easier and you fail a lot less often. Wow, that seriously was easy. That was really easy. I am not even kidding. That took me 50 minutes. Yeah, I only failed an obstacle once throughout the entire quest. I'm honestly taken aback. I really did not expect it to be that easy. I'm going to say this right now, 50 thieving helped so much. It skipped a big annoying part of the quest. Also, having the very low weight probably had a huge hand in it. I'd recommend getting weight reduction equipment. And I'm really glad we got the agility levels for this as well. It probably saved me so much anger. But regardless, we finally have the new magic weapon, the Iban Staff. I also got 46 attack for turning in the quest. I really want to do the next quest, Regicide, which unlocks the Elven Lands. I need that for like clue scrolls, penguins, etc. So it'd be nice to do that, but I do need 56 agility, which I sadly do not have yet. But through Terror Birds and possibly other quests, we should get that in the near future. Only time will tell. Okay, listen up guys. This is extremely important for Ironman. The Tusca World Event minigame. This was a community event back in 2015, summer, when the god Tusca attacked Gielinor, and there was a bunch of activities and stuff you could do, and this like activity minigame thing has stuck around because it gives you really good abilities. And when you're low combat, especially if you're Iron Man, you have like no abilities to use on like anything. So these are really good to get. And the first one I got was the Tusca's Wrath, which is a basic ability that has decent DPS normally, and then when you're on Slayer task, you hit for 100 times your Slayer level. So for example, if you have level 50 Slayer and you use this and it hits on a Slayer task, you will hit for a 5,000, and it's a basic ability. You also can get Devotion and Sacrifice, which are both great as well, but those you can get from rare drops from Bandos or Armadil in God Wars. So for now, I'm just not going to get them. I will come back here if I'm desperate, but they're not extremely important. I just needed extra abilities to make my ability rotation that much better. I also will not go into how to do this minigame. If you guys are wondering how to get here, you can teleport here from the wizard on the docks between Alcarid and the Lumbered Swamp. If you guys are really like stuck on like how to do this, it's very straightforward, but if you do want me to make a guide in a separate video, just let me know. Now that we're done with the underground pass and temple trekking and all that jazz, we need to find another mini goal to go for. I think something good to unlock would be the kingdom. There's a lot of quests I gotta do for this, but first let's go and do the quest for the magic secateurs because I really want to get into herb runs. The first quest needed was Lost City, which is the quest to unlock the Zenaris area. It was very easy, nothing really to mention. But I did need that for the Fairy Tale Part 1 quest, which is the one that you get the Magic Secateurs. So this quest, a lot of Ironmen dread, just like the Morning's End quest, where you have to get a bunch of items, random items that are random for every player, kind of bullshit like that. Same thing happens here, where you need 3 items. I was fairly lucky. I got pretty easy items to get. I got charcoal, which is one of the easiest items ever, a closed oyster, and edible seaweed. So I originally thought it was just normal seaweed, but apparently there is a second type of seaweed called edible seaweed. It's a completely different item, and the easiest way to get this is killing rock lobsters over in Waterbirth Island. It's a very common drop, so it didn't take too long, but getting here was kind of a pain. And there we go, Fairy Tale 1 is now done. Got me to 51 farming, and I got the Magic Secateurs. And I'm going to put that straight into the tool belt so I never forget it on a run. And I can finally collect the herbs that I planted so long ago. Alright, so now I have to go and do the Heroes quest for Kingdom. The first being Shield of Arav, which is super easy. You just need to get a partner. And thank you to Iron Manlet for helping me out on that one. I made sure to go into the Black Arm gang. I did that because my main account is a Phoenix gang member, and you can actually use an account that has already completed the quest to do Heroes Quest. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my main account, Fat Nooblet, but I got a little sidetracked. We're going to hold off on the Heroes stuff for probably next episode. I wanted to do the Christmas quest because it's not here forever, and I heard that the skilling areas here are ridiculously good. So the quest didn't take that long, and I did part 1 and part 2 so I can get all of the skilling methods. But in the meantime, I also started another daily. I swear to God, RuneScape 3 is just Dailyscape. But this one is Shooting Star. You guys might know this with the stars that drop all over RuneScape every now and then. And you can mine it for mining experience, and you get Stardust, and you can turn it in for shit. It's really good on Ironman because you get 50k coins every single day. You get a bunch of astrals, cosmic runes. You get 20 gold ore. The reward is once per day, but you can do stars unlimited for experience. And I already got 41 mining. I do need 60 for lunar diplomacy, which is a really high level, and stars should really help on that. And I'm going to do this every single day for a very long time, if not forever, because the coins do add up. 50k is nothing to scoff at, especially when I have like 100k, you know. The runes will be nice, so I don't have to craft them later, or buy them at least. And then the gold ore will be something that just adds up for smithing experience. I don't really know why I ignored it before. It's so good. But yeah, I should be getting some mad mining experience from now on. Anyway, though, as I said, we finished the Christmas quest, and I'm going to show you guys 2 of the skilling locations. As I'm uploading this, it's only out for like another week, so I'd really get on it if I were you. But the first one I want to mention is the construction/combat one. You can do it for any of the combat styles. I chose ranged because range is garbage, like I mentioned. So this is a really good way of getting AFK, construction, and ranged. Like, look at this. Absolute 100% AFK, and it's really good experience at my level. So apparently, this is one of the best methods of getting to 75 construction on an Ironman for Elf City, because you don't have to get the planks, you don't have to get the money. It saves you so much time. Even if it's slower than normal construction, it saves so much time for an Ironman. Like, this might not be great for a main account, but as I said, like, I have to get on this. I don't know why I didn't do it earlier, because it's been here for like a very long time before I started it. So I will update you guys on my progress for construction and ranged as I go, but I will not be surprised if my ranged becomes one of my highest combats. As for the other skilling location, I do want to talk about the cooking. This one is not AFK at all. That's why I didn't do it that long. As you can see, it's very click intensive. You have to pay attention. It's not super fun, but I got it done. It's very good cooking experience for Ironman early on if you're not willing to fish a bunch. It's a good way to get your cooking up way past your fishing so that you don't burn a lot as well. That's a good reason to do this, to be honest. So yeah, there's a couple more skilling methods, but I'm not going to go into them because they're not as spectacular. Anyway though, as I said, I got 41 mining earlier, so now I can get the rune pickaxe. So I bought that, put it in my tool belt. Feels really nice now. I have a rune hatchet and a rune pickaxe, so my mining and woodcutting is pretty good right now. But anyway, I think this is probably a good time to stop. Look at my stats. I'm at 1153 total. My old hardcore Ironman series, I got to 1172. In the last episode that I made, I got to like 1,000, but I did play a fair bit afterwards in the hopes of making more episodes. I just never did. So it took me like 8 full episodes to get to 1,000 total. I'm assuming I could have gotten to like 10 if I actually covered the material. So this is what I mean. It's crazy. Like, I am on episode 4 of this series, and we are already pretty much where my Ironman was. The rate of progress in this series is much higher than the last one, and I'm hoping you guys are enjoying that. I know the videos are longer, which may be a good or a bad thing depending on how you like videos, but either way, I hope it's still more interesting. So yeah, in the next episode, I'm going to aim for higher construction and ranged from the Christmas skilling areas, and I'm also going to try to get my kingdom going. I don't know if I'll be able to get the money, but I'll at least unlock the kingdom. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. Remember, the next one will be out in about a week. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to talk to me in game, join my friends chat Fat Nooblet. But either way, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.